introduction there, Mr. Devlin. Mike Tierney, Brownsburg West. I speak to you tonight as a resident, not as a supervisor. It's unfortunate that I have to do it this way, but there's no new business or old business on the agendas anymore, so any personal opinion has to come basically from the residents' perspective. I would like to talk to you tonight about the dirty Philadelphia-style politics that have made their way into Upper Makefield. It's been prevalent for over a year and a half that I've witnessed, and it's been very frustrating. I know many members of the community don't like to see debate. They don't like to see the arguing back and forth. But what you don't see is what happens behind the scenes. Certain members of the board will use what I'll call conduits, which are residents that come up to, quote unquote, state their opinion, which really is the opinion of one or two members or three members of the board. Some occasions, these same residents will act out in manners behind the scenes to conduct what sometimes are illegal operations to sometimes avert elections. Again, I've witnessed this for over a year and a half. I didn't have any proof until recently, so I couldn't come forward and tell you, what's really going on. It would just be an opinion of mine. A year ago, during the election cycle, Mr. Breeden's identity was stolen. Emails were circulated in his name, stating things that were not true. And I know who, the individual is. And I know he did not act alone. And we'll find out who was behind it. This enraged me because I was so tired of seeing this happen over and over and over again. And you have a hunch on who's behind it, but you can't really prove it. So we called in some favors, and we traced the IP address of the computers being used. From there, we had a judge order a subpoena, which went to Comcast. Comcast, through many months of back and forth, finally agreed that the actions were grievous in nature enough, and they provided us who owned that IP address. Again, I'll tell you, I know he didn't act alone. But again, that's going to take more time to find out, who put him up to these style, this type of behavior. But I just want to stress the reason why there is such contention on this board, and it is because of things that happen behind the scenes, the little kidney shots that are given, and then when you return the blow, you're the only one seeing throw the fist. Just so no one feels that I'm making this up as I go, I'll just read off the answer to the subpoena here. Case number 2014, tax 04225, Comcast case number 567566. The court order with respect to the above related matter has been forwarded to the Legal Response Center for a reply. The court order requests Comcast to produce certain subscriber records pertaining to the following IP address. Based on the information provided pursuant to the court order, the subscriber information obtained has been provided below. Subscriber name, Gerald LaNasa. Now, some of you may know who Gerald LaNasa is. Goes by Ronnie LaNasa. You'll see him up here speaking as a member of the community, talking about how he wants sewers, how he doesn't want his taxes returned, how he doesn't care if he feels he's overtaxed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And again, writing into the opinion columns of different newspapers stating the same thing. These are conduits. People like Ronnie LaNasa are conduits from this community that come forward not as, in my opinion, a concern of their own, but as a voice for other members on the board. I will continue to expose every single one of these members that stoop to these tactics every single time they do it. But I can only expose it. You guys have to make the decision to end this style of politics. I mean, this is going on long enough. We've had elections lost over it. because residents were believing
Mike,
different things were happening.
Excuse me, just a little cautionary.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you said up until now is legitimate public comment, but if you're going to make a pitch for an election or a candidate,
I'm not.
okay,
No.
then I just
I
wanted to make
want the
sure that's
residents
clear.
to be able to have a free, clear decision without their opinion being persuaded by false things that are stuffed in mailboxes, emails that are circulated around that are not even from the particular individual, things of that nature. And to recognize these same individuals when they come up to speak at public comment, and to discredit their nature entirely because they are not who, they really claim to be speaking for. I can't do that. That's if Upper Mayfield wants us to stop, you have to stop it on your own. Demand for it to stop.
Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes and bills payable. Do we have a motion to approve the Board of Supervisor meeting minutes for the meeting on April 7th, 2015?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yeah, I have discussion.